Hello everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Hope everybody's been doing well and cooking up some yummy food. And today we're going to be making, it's a slightly orange flavored cheesecake with a chocolate crust, and it's very yummy. So let me go ahead and let y'all know what we're going to be putting in the crust. Here I have about 27 to 28 of these chocolate wafer cookies. You're going to be needing those, which is about maybe 1 2/3 of a cup. Get those crushed up in your food processor or put them in a bag and take out your frustrations and crush them up. And then into there I have, and you'll be needing 3 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of flour, and I have 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of melted butter. So we're just going to mix this up here. Just your crushed cookies. Go ahead and get this, and get your oven preheated to 350 Fahrenheit. And you're going to need a 9-inch springform pan for this cheesecake. Okay, so that's 1 2/3 cups of the cookies, 3 tablespoons of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of flour plus 1 teaspoon of flour, and your 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of melted butter for your crust. And then just gonna get the melted butter in there. Okay. And this will work out good today because today's my son's birthday. He turned 30 today, so shout out to him. Happy birthday, son. So, just as long as your cookie crumbs are nice and moistened with some butter. And then we're going to get this pressed into the 9-inch springform pan, like I said. And then you want to line that with some foil because we're going to set this in a water bath while it bakes. So get that lined real good and make sure you have a nice fitting springform pan that you're using. So I'm going to get that crust poured in here. Then you're just going to press it maybe 2 to 3 inches up the side all around it. And a measuring cup works good for pressing. Alright, that looks about good. Okay, we have that there. We're going to put our cookie crumbs in there. They're nice and moistened. Get that out of the way. And you're just going to press it up along the sides, like I said, a couple of inches. But I'm going to go ahead and work this and we'll be back. Okay. Alright, there is our cookie crust. Pack it down firmly in there. A couple of inches up the side. Let me get this out of the way. Now over here, you do want to use, well, you can use your beater or use your whisk like I do, but I'm going to use my beater for this because it's important to get all of your lumps out of your cream cheese because it does cause cracking of your cheesecake, but it's still edible. But if you want, well, I'm going to cover this cheesecake with a little bit of sour cream mixture also, so if it does crack, oh well, we're still going to eat it. But here I have 3 bricks, 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, and in there I have 3/4 cups of sugar with this, and I'm going to put in there 3 tablespoons of flour. This also helps hold that together without, helping it, well, actually preventing it from cracking. I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of orange extract. And I have 1 tablespoon of orange zest. which is one pretty good size uh, orange you'll need for that, or 2 medium. Alright, so I'm going to get my mixer going here and we'll be back. Alright, okay, I got my cream cheese, which was the 3 8-ounce packages. I'm pretty sure I said how many packages of cream cheese, but just in case, let me get this beater out of the way. I got that mixed up really well. Like I said, mix that till it's nice and creamy and you don't see any more chunks of that cream cheese in there. Okay, to this now, I'm going to add in, which I'll just, instead of with the beater, I'm just going to use my whisk here. Get the cookie crumbs off of it. And we're going to be adding, there we go. We are going to be adding to that some orange juice, and bring 3 eggs to room temp, guys. I don't know if I had mentioned that. Everything actually, especially your cream cheese. I should have said that in the beginning. Bring it to room temperature. Easier mixing. Alright, you're going to be adding to that an 8-ounce little carton of sour cream, full fat. That's what I'm using, the full fat one. 8-ounce carton sour cream. And a 1/4 cup of orange juice. Get that right out of them oranges that you got your zest from. And we're going to do 1 egg at a time. 3 eggs. You're going to be needing 3 eggs. Alright. And if I ever forget something, y'all, and I don't say it in the video, go to my description there, and I usually write it in there if I forget something, what you'll need, or if it's a temperature, or, you know, ingredient I forgot. But we're going to mix 1 egg in there till it's all mixed up with that sour cream. The important steps with cheesecake is to make sure everything is thoroughly combined. Another egg. I'm going to get these eggs flipped up here and here. Alrighty. I got it all mixed up. Mixed it up real good with an egg each time. Mix it all up really well, but don't beat it to death. You know, just make sure those eggs are really well incorporated and everything looks smooth. You want to make sure everything looks really smooth actually before you put those eggs. But when you get those eggs in there, mix them in well. You want those eggs fully incorporated. So now I'm going to pour this in my unbaked cookie crumbs there. Crust. And we're going to bake this for about probably 50 minutes to an hour. It could take 45 minutes depending on your oven, just till it's set. You don't want the middle jiggling any. You want it to set, and it'll set, tighten up. But right before it's done, I'm going to pull it out. Well, I'm going to leave it in the oven. I'm just going to open the oven door, and I'm going to spread another layer on top of this. Okay? Which will be some more sour cream mixture that will cook right on top of that. It's a delicious, very good cheesecake. So I'm going to get this in the oven. My oven's preheated. Now I have this double foiled. Once I get this in the oven, I'm going to put some hot water in here. Bring it up maybe halfway. Not quite halfway. But you want to make sure the water continues to stay in here. You don't want this running dry. So make sure that water, you have enough water in here in the beginning, because you really want to try to avoid opening the oven door. But just keep an eye on you don't run out of water there. So keep it quarter of the way up or so with some water. So I'm going to put this in the oven, then put the water, because you don't want to slop water carrying it. So get it in the oven, pour your rack out, pour your hot water in there, close it up, and let it bake for maybe 40 minutes, the first 40 minutes, and then we're going to pull it out and put some sour cream topping and let it finish baking another 10 to 20 minutes. All right, guys. Now for your sour cream topping, you'll be needing, I have here a half a cup of sour cream, the full fat, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm going to put that in a Ziploc bag and snip it at the edge. And I'm going to drizzle that in a swirl all over top of that cheesecake and put it back in the oven. Alright, that's been baking for about 40 minutes. So, and forgot to mention too, guys, half a teaspoon of vanilla inside the sour cream. I put it in a bag, just snipped off the end there. As you can see, I pulled this cheesecake out, and I'm just dousing it with this sour cream. It's just about set. It's not done yet, but it's got about maybe 10 more minutes of cooking. Like I said, it's going to be 45 minutes, 50 minutes to an hour. But mine cooked, because you don't want to spread the sour cream on it, because you're liable to cave the cake in, the cheesecake. So be careful taking this out, or if you don't want a chance taking it out, just leave it inside the oven with the door open, but you're going to be letting the heat out and it's going to be hot. That's why I said remove your top rack, so it'll be easier to get your hand in there and just drizzle that sour cream on there. But I didn't want to chance it, so I took it out. And be careful, because you don't want that to cave. So, and be careful, because you still have water, hot steam in here. But you can skip the sour cream altogether if you want and just do the cheesecake. But that sour cream topping is delicious on it. Okay, back in the oven probably 10 minutes, guys. Alright. Okay, mine baked about an hour. It may, it's just going to depend on your oven. See, this is just a little bit jiggly. See there? You just want to make sure it's not... When I mean set, it means a nice firm skin over the top. And just because you see it jiggling, don't think, oh, it's not done, because it's going to set up after. But you need to let this sit at least 20 minutes to a half hour before you unbuckle it. Let it come to room temperature a couple of hours, and then you want to refrigerate this at least, I go at least 6 hours. I mean, as long as you have it at room temperature. If you want it sooner, let it come to room temperature. Stick it in the freezer for at least 3 hours, because you want that cheese to tighten up good on you. And but like I said, your ovens are going to differ, because like, say you're baking something says it's going to take 20 minutes. If you keep opening that oven door, you're losing your heat, right? So therefore you got to add more cooking time to it. So if you're going to keep opening your door when you're baking, I know a lot of people do, you have to add cooking time to it. So it's kind of hard to give you an exact time, because I don't know how many times you're going to open that oven door. But the cheesecake didn't crack here, as you can see. It's a very pretty cheesecake, and we'll get that unbuckled. But like I said, if you open the door maybe once, you're looking at about an hour cooking. And you also got to think, when you take this cake out, you're being careful. You're taking some time. You got the door open. You bring it out. You put the sour cream on it. Okay? You just lost out on some baking time, so you got to add that time to it. So at least an hour of baking or so should get this cake done. But like I said, add some time to it. If you're going to put the sour cream topping on, if you're going to keep opening the door, add another 5-10 minutes to the baking time. But we're going to let this cool 25 minutes or so before I unbuckle it. Then I'm going to refrigerate it. I'm probably going to freeze mine. But I'm going to let it come to room temperature a few hours before I freeze it. Do not put it in the refrigerator hot, guys. Okay? Alright, there it is. See how pretty that came out? I'm going to let that cool for a couple of hours on the countertop. Maybe an hour, hour and a half. Room temperature. Like I said, I'm going to put it in the freezer probably a good 4 hours. But this will be for dinner tonight. But I'm going to get that done. But before I end it, I'm going to get it chilled, like I said. And I'm going to get a slice out of there and share that with y'all. Okay, you guys, there it is. I had it in the freezer about 4 hours. Of course, any kind of cheesecake, you can't rush it, a baked cheesecake. Unfortunately, you have to chill it for hours. And tomorrow and the next day, it just gets better as it sets, cheesecake. But there it is. I hope you guys give it a try. It's a very soft cheesecake. It's fluffy, it's full of orange citrus flavors, and if you like orange and you like cheese and chocolate, this will be for you. So until next time, you guys, have a wonderful day and enjoy the cheesecake, and again, thanks for watching.